Hey folks, it's Hal Ruth with Equalizer 9. Happy to be with you today. What I want to talk to you today about is this crazy 2020 year. And specifically, we're going to talk to you about this crazy 2020 year as it relates to the commercial construction industry and the architectural industry and engineering industry. Let me tell you a little story first. I facilitate a peer group made up of 6 construction companies. They're construction companies that range from about 200 million in revenues to about $1 billion in revenues. So 6 firms from all across the country. And they're from, I got one from Maine, one from North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Texas, Michigan, and California. And recently we had a peer group meeting. And every one of those firms said the same thing without exception. They said that 2020, when they were back in January and February, 2020 was going to be the most profitable and highest revenue year in the history of their firms. And by the way, every single one of these firms are at least 25 years old. 2 or 3 of them are over 70 years old. But it was going to be a banner year for every one of these firms, and then COVID-19 hit. Devastating. And I know all of you are feeling the same thing. And so the question that arose from our meeting was, where do we go from here? And they're not talking about the safety protocol issues. I mean, that has been exhaustively thought through, and all of them are on top of it, as I know most of you are as well. What they're talking about is, how do we return our businesses to the profitability and the revenue growth that we were experiencing before COVID-19? And how do we do it as quickly as possible? In other words, what's the most efficient path back? And so me and a colleague set out to do some research and to write a paper about that pivot. And we call it the construction industry and COVID-19, where do we go from here? Again, not talking about the safety stuff. This is all about a return to prosperous times for our companies. And so we did a lot of research. We called construction firms and architectural firms from across the country. We talked to people in the higher education field. We talked to people in the healthcare field. We talked to major architects all across the country. We gathered data from the AIA, from the AGC. We gathered data from international trade partners that do extensive research and things like this. The bottom line is, what we've done is we put together a 13-page research paper that is dedicated to where do we go from here. I'm going to tell you a story, and it's basically the premise of the entire paper. We all know that Wayne Gretzky was referred to as the Great One in hockey. And I've talked to experts who said that he actually didn't necessarily skate any faster than some of the other elite players of his generation. And he didn't handle the puck any better. But what he did was this was the key difference, they said, is that while every other player was skating to where the puck is, Wayne Gretzky skated to where the puck will be. Pretty important information, right? He was the Great One. That's what our research is all about, is skating to where the puck will be. And then the other thing we're doing is we're studying what is changing, what are changes to our industry for the long haul. Specifically, we're looking at things that maybe were already trends prior to COVID-19, but COVID-19 has accelerated them in our industry. So, if you're interested in getting this paper and learning more about how you might need to position your company, all you got to do is email me, hal@equalizer9.com, and I'll send it right to you. All you got to do is put in the subject line, research paper, or write me a quick note, and I'll shoot it right back to you as soon as I can. Get your COVID-19, where do we go from here report. Thanks. Bye.